Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead of them and their companies. I'm your host, Olivia Salmons, and in each episode, we'll uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by Taylor Wessel, a holistic nutritionist and founder of Tailored Health. Taylor helps busy professionals, especially women, overcome burnout, hormonal imbalance, adrenaline fatigue, and gut or thyroid issues. Using a holistic, personalized approach to nutrition and lifestyle, her mission is simple but powerful. Help you feel your best from the inside out, create sustainable wellness without fad diets or restriction, and build healthy habits to support your ambition for the long haul. Taylor, welcome to Founders Future. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited for this conversation.
I'm excited too, and it's a pleasure to have you here. So let's dive into this. Typically with all of my guests, I do like to start at the beginning of their journey. So can you walk me through what it was that you were doing before you started up Tailored Health? And then from there, what was the motivation behind it?
Yes, I love to go back to the beginning as well. For many of us entrepreneurs, it's never linear. It's never how you expect it to be. And you got to go through trying a bunch of different things to then eventually have your own company. That's what I've seen with others. So back to the beginning, I grew up very holistic minded. My mom was into essential oils and trying out different diet protocols. So I got exposed from a young age. I'm one of those rare breeds who knew very early on, say middle school, high school, that I was interested in health, wellness, nutrition, and fitness. So I wanted to do something in the wellness space. So that was my passion from a young age. And so my career path was multiple steps and like cobblestoning together different wellness positions until I became this confident person who hired the business coach and started the business. And essentially, I studied in Colorado. I went to CU Boulder. My undergrad is integrative physiology. I went on to a smaller private school and honed in on holistic nutrition. So that was a 2-year master's program. I put it in quotes because it's not your traditional master's program that I went through, but it was very comprehensive and hands-on. And that truly set me up to start my career path when I moved back to Chicago from Colorado.
Nice.
So lived in Colorado for 10 years, moved back to Chicago. I will say that Colorado, California, these are some of the states that are very lenient in how you can practice nutrition and wellness, and they're considered to be green states. Chicago and more of the Midwest states are red states where you have to be careful how you practice, what you can do in your practice. And every job isn't fair game for you unless you are a registered dietitian, which I am not and was not when I was starting my career path. So when I moved back to Chicago in 2013-ish, 2013, 2014, I was trying to figure out what is the path for me. I didn't want to work in a school or a hospital, which is where you need the RD after your name. But you have to think outside of the box if you want to get a job in this field and you don't have those letters after your name. So I began reaching out to people who went through my 2-year program and were living in the Midwest, just asking, how are you practicing? Can you give me some of the guidelines on how I can practice, what I can say, what I can't say? And I met a woman who was a businesswoman first and foremost and had a passion project idea of opening a wellness center where the concepts of healthy cooking and nutrition coaching were married along with other practices like detox and cleansing. And she proposed this idea to me. I wasn't looking for a job opportunity, but it just fell in my lap. And she said, we're not ready. I'm not anywhere near ready to open this space. There's a lot of steps that need to be taken, but if you can hang with me for a year, I will let you know when I'm ready to get started with things. I was just looking for the right nutritionist to bring on. And so for that year, I worked in restaurants. I actually worked at the Purple Pig, which is a Chicago based big name restaurant that a lot of tourists go to, and met a couple people who were instrumental in my nutrition practice later on in life. You never know who you're going to meet where, so just get out there and meet people. That's like my biggest takeaway for any of you individuals who are thinking about going the entrepreneur route, is just meet people, ask about what they're doing, and you just never know how they'll play a role in your life. But anyways, I worked in a restaurant. I started working in a couple integrative doctors' offices, just putting in like a day a week at each.
Yeah.
And then after a year, I started at the wellness center, and I started in my boss's basement developing rubrics and starting to write blogs and doing research and supplement ordering and all of these things. And then a year later, we moved into the space where I was teaching kids cooking classes, adult cooking classes, doing nutrition coaching, supplement ordering, all of these things. So that really set me up to see how to build a business from the ground up, and then put me into this entrepreneurial mindset that I saw what it took, and never before that saw myself as running my own business, but that kind of set the stage for me. And then from there, I hired a business coach, just trying to develop a side project that I could make money on the side. And that turned into a website, a logo, a brand name, Tailored Health, and everything just fell into place from there. So that's the long story long, or short, however you want to say, of how I cobblestone together to get to this place where now I have my own practice that's virtual. I work from home in jammies on the bottom and business on the top, and I can take time off when I need to for my family, or kids need to be out of school. And that's the biggest, like, there will be highs and lows in business, but having the freedom and flexibility to make your hours and take a day off without having to ask anybody is amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And it's so nice that you fell into, because a lot of people, they do aspire to be an entrepreneur or a founder. And it's nice that you just naturally found that course and it was presented to you in such an open way where you could express yourself, as you say, writing blogs for somebody else and then moving on and doing it for yourself. So let's dive into tailored health a little bit more then. So walk me through, who would you say is like your ideal customer? And then from there, how is it you help them and how do you support them?
Yes, I work mostly with women and high achieving women. So type A perfectionist women who are doing big things, usually in career in the professional space. They're busy, they're stressed out, they have long hours, they have really important big wig jobs, and they are like stressed from the moment they wake up till the moment they go to sleep, and they're giving their energy and attention to everybody else and putting their health on the back burner because they don't have all of the time that they think that it takes and that they need to be a healthy person, to do all of the cooking and the meal prep and get to the gym. And so nothing happens because they don't have all of this time. I come in with these busy, high achieving professionals. I work with males, I work with younger age, older age, but mostly it's middle-aged women who are just really stressed to the max. And I help them with my small step approach to make this really easy to start incorporating little habits and start stacking from there to start feeling more energized naturally without all the caffeine and the sugar, to sleep a little bit better at night and then better and better from there, to have less cravings and that 3 p.m. crash that I hear so often. And it comes back to, who are you? What are you struggling with? What is your schedule like? And where are the small opportunities that we have to just do a little bit better, rather than a 180 overnight that I think anybody can do a diet program, or you write a meal plan and give it to somebody and they might lose weight and they might feel better, but they'll never keep up with it. I'm all about the small steps leading to lasting change and things that really stick.
Yeah, sustainability. And I think in the world of especially online health and fitness, it is a lot of fad trends, diets, and 6 weeks programs that are going to get you that advocate body. But just being that 1% better every day is such a big difference in people's lives long term, especially busy women or, as you say, professionals that haven't got a lot of time free. So walk me through then. So do you work with people on a one-to-one level, or is there like other options as well where people can join in and take part and help get your help, I suppose is the best way to put it.
Yes, mostly one-on-one, and I work virtually, so via Zoom, right from my home office, which is such a wonderful thing. After commuting an hour on each end, 9 to 5, which became 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, having the flexibility of just get up, get to my computer and start working is amazing. So right now it's just one-on-one. I
Okay.
do free monthly master classes. That is like my offering, just to share with people that don't know if they're ready to start coaching with me. Maybe they can't afford it. Come in, let's learn some action steps that you can start right away based on whatever topic that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I have run group programs before, and I might in the future. I'm not throwing that off the table, but my tailored approach is so much based on who is this individual, what do they have going on, and what are their personal goals and needs to get there. And so
Yeah.
that's really hard to do in a group setting and give the personalized attention. So I've put that group program off to the side, or the couple times I've tried it, and I'm really focusing on the one-on-one coaching aspect. Yeah.
But I'm going to use your air quotes, tailored approach again,
Yeah.
which is really great. It's really custom and obviously all around the client's goals. So you mentioned that you do a free mastermind.
Yeah.
How else, like what other animals, what other avenues or methods are you finding most effective in acquiring customers as well and getting your name out there?
Oh, networking, meeting with people, especially in, for me, the fitness industry. So meeting with personal trainers, Pilates instructors, yoga instructors, gym owners, and then people that work as a personal trainer at a gym for somebody else. These are my best opportunity to get clients, because a
Yeah.
lot of times people go to the gym to change their body composition, but if you're only working out, you are only going to get so far. You might be building up the muscle, but you have a layer of inflammation or fat on top of it. So you have to look at your diet and lifestyle if you want to see those body composition shifts. So I would say how things got to the place that they are, where I'm thriving in my business, is spending more time on the front end and out in the world, meeting people, having networking calls, even if it's not physically in person, although being around the energy of others is a whole different experience than being virtual like this,
Yeah.
which, right, I spend most of my days virtual, meeting with clients that way. But in the networking space, like, you get a feel for people differently when you're actually in their presence. So my number one tool is make as many connections as you can, and then really see those out for the ones that you need to foster, because they can be really beneficial for you. And in each different industry, you have to figure out, where are my strongest power partners? For me, it's personal trainers, but for a physical therapist or a chiropractor, it might be somebody different, or somebody in real estate, or a financial planner.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I guess you say keeping within your ecosystem, being nice to people, having a lot of rapport on the personal front as well. But do you do any form of like outreach online, or do you like use social media at all to like draw in customers as well and have that rapport online?
I use social media, yes. I am most present on Instagram. I'll throw up a video with some quick tips. I'll throw up a post and then share something that can help people, whether it's just relating to a struggle that I'm going through or seeing with clients. I go through periods of time where I am posting a lot and sharing a lot on Instagram, and then periods of time where it's, no, I want to be in my real life and not scrolling and not having to keep up with messages and responses. And so I have two babies. I have a 2-year-old and I have a 4-month-old. And since having kids, it's time gets pulled in so many different directions. So when I get to work, it's do I really want to spend my time on social media, or do I have other more important things that I need to do to keep growing my business? Direct outreach to clients, networking with other personal trainers. LinkedIn, I've actually started using a little bit more as a networking tool. And I'm finding that's been more impactful for me than like an Instagram or even a Facebook, because people go to Instagram to look at pretty pictures. I haven't found that's been a really strong lead generator for me. It's a relationship builder in my experience, more so than a lead generator. Like, people might check you out on Instagram or see you on YouTube, but the reason that they book is because they heard about you over here, they saw your reviews or something like that. That's
Okay,
my
so
experience.
yeah, in your case, no, it's true. But have you ever tried to run any form of advertisements online or push and get the message out there online? Because it just helps with the consistency and lead flow, and then obviously saves your time as well with the in-person outreach, which can be very time consuming.
Yes, that is on my agenda for Q1 of 2026, is to get better at ad running and to actually put a good amount of money into that way of marketing. I have dabbled in it a little bit, and I haven't found the sweet spot or figured out how to make it impactful. I get a lot of spam emails
Yeah.
and spammy stuff that comes to me when I run ads, so I know I'm not doing it as well as I could. I totally hear you. I think it can especially get people into my free monthly master classes and just get an experience with me. But I'm not super well versed in the ad spend and running, but
So
definitely.
it's on the cards to learn more about and getting going when we have it ready and good to go. And then I suppose, what are your plans then for the next 6 to 12 months? What does the future have in store for you? Are you looking to scale and take it to another level? What is the ultimate goal in your head?
Yes, yes. The goal is to max out on one-on-one clients to the point where I can't keep doing, I'm a solopreneur, so I do
Yeah.
everything in my business. And once I get to a consistent full client base, rather than January, February, March is really busy, and then it peters down, and then right before the holidays is busy. Those are the patterns. More consistency all across the year and like full up. I would
Yeah.
love to hire help so that I don't have to do the things that I don't love doing or want to be doing, like the marketing piece, running ads, maybe a more of an assistant role so that somebody can help with the emails and the confirmations. I have a lot of things automated, but I also am a pen to paper old school gal where I do a double like confirm on my own from my Gmail. Just, I'll see you a little bit later today. Here's the Zoom link. So a lot of that stuff could go to somebody who's just learning. I don't need to be doing that and spending my time doing things other than
Exactly.
coaching or doing social media if it feels authentic to me, or writing a blog and those sorts of things that I want to do more of.
Yeah, exactly that. Relieving yourself from those jobs that aren't necessarily your zone of brilliance and working on founder jobs and the coaching side of things moving forward. Awesome.
Exactly. Yes.
And then Taylor, I suppose as you see like the world of nutrition growing, because it's not a new science because nutrition's been out forever, but it's forever changing. There's always new theories, new concepts of what is healthy and what isn't. And as you see that kind of sector developing, where do you see yourself positioned in that as a nutrition coach?
Yeah, I think as an entrepreneur, whether it's in the nutrition space with AI coming up and like doing health coaching without having to hire a health coach, it's constantly keeping up on what's the latest and figuring out what's your competitive edge, right? Health coaching and nutrition coaching, it's working with a person who empathizes, who actually is hearing what you have going on and has all of this knowledge base, personal and professional experience that they bring into a coaching relationship to get you the results, not just a database of some things that can be pulled from. But we have to think smarter now that there is AI, and I have clients that'll run like what they're eating through ChatGPT, and they'll get a whole printout over, this is what you're doing great, this is what you need help with. But there's less personalization and that like human touch of, I feel you, I know your struggle, and here's what has worked for clients and for me in the past, and more of just a blank, here's what anybody could be doing. And you could look that up in books from the past. So I would say being willing to pivot, knowing what's out there and knowing what you're up against and what people are interested in the nutrition space, and especially as it pertains to weight loss. Ozempic, Wegovy, like that is a big thing where I'm seeing a lot of people finally get it. Like they're going on these GLP-1s, they're getting the weight loss, and then they don't care to talk to a nutritionist because they're in a good space. I've worked with clients who are on the GLP-1s, and there is nutrition support that's needed. Even if you're in a smaller body, you need to make sure you're nourishing yourself. I think it's just being abreast or staying abreast on what's the newest, latest, most interesting thing to your potential clientele, speaking on it and making sure that you have an offering that is desirable for them. And you have to constantly be pivoting a little bit. Even you could stay within your niche, but how can you support people through the changing times? And that's just like, you have to be open as an entrepreneur to do things different if they don't stick. Similar to my group coaching program, I kept trying to make it work, and I didn't want to talk about it, I didn't want to sell it, I wanted to sell my one-on-one coaching. And it's, why do you have this group program then that you're putting so much time and energy into? If you don't talk about it and sell it, just drop it. And so I put a lot of like resources into that, and I walked away because it just didn't feel right for me.
Yeah. So. And that's the thing, embracing the change and pivoting when you need to, which is brilliant. Yes. Taylor, thank you so much for joining me today and for sharing your incredible journey and insight with us. Where can our listeners reach out to work with you or connect with you if they would like to do?
Yes, the best place to find me is my website, tailoredhealth4you.com. At the top of my homepage, I have a link to book a free discovery call. If you are having health challenges, if you resonate with my avatar and you want to dive deeper, free 30-minute call. We can connect and I can see what's going on and see if I can offer you support. And then I offer monthly master classes that are also free. And those two links are right at the top of my homepage. So I would love to have you join me for a free master class or connect with you deeper there. Otherwise, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, I'm on LinkedIn. You can probably Google me and find me on some other podcast or doing a talk locally in Chicago. But yes, mostly my website would be best.
Amazing. Perfect.
Wonderful.
And thank you again for joining us. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to go and check out Taylor and Tailored Health and all the amazing work that she's doing. And do not forget to subscribe to Founders Future via wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with one of our team and discover how we went from $0 to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. But until then, keep on climbing, and we will see you on the next one.